Let's continue the spotlight on political matters now and turn our attention to the ANC, which is today expected to announce the outcomes of its special National Executive Committee meeting. Among them is the expected appointment of Reverend Frank Chikane as the head of the ANC Integrity Commission and the new heads of subcommittees in the party. Now, this briefing will also answer questions around a cabinet reshuffle. Govan Whittles following that story for us, and he joins us live. Govan, good morning to you. Let's begin with the reshuffle, the cabinet reshuffle at government level. What are insiders saying about it? What's taking so long?
Good morning, Oli, coming to you live from the headquarters of the African National Congress here on Sauer Street in Johannesburg. Insiders are saying that there appears to be a number of ministers in the cabinet of President Cyril Ramaphosa who have taken it as a fait accompli that they don't have to attend to some of their duties anymore. Just last week, Oli, the Transport Minister, Fikile Mbalula, who's now the Secretary General of the party, didn't attend to that bus accident scene near Louis Trichardt in Limpopo. It appears that people are frustrated within the ANC leadership with the slow pace of the president in implementing that reshuffle. This was discussed, according to reports, at the National Working Committee meeting on Monday. In fact, there had been a report in the city press that the top leadership of the ANC are frustrated with the president's quote-unquote indecisiveness when it comes to implementing the reshuffle. The reshuffle expected after the budget speech this Wednesday. Not clear if it will be on Thursday or take a few more days after that. The apparent frustration with the pace at which the president is implementing it also coming from the fact that the second in command in the ANC, Paul Mashatile, is on standby, ready to assume the position of deputy president of the country, having already been sworn in as a member of parliament, and the president not yet taking the decision to implement that reshuffle. Remember, Oli, that when Paul Mashatile was elected as deputy president, the Secretary General, Fikile Mbalula, had said that a reshuffle was about 2 weeks away. It's been more than a month, and there's still no clarity on when the president will implement that decision to not only replace Fikile Mbalula as the transport minister, since the Secretary General position is full-time at Luthuli House, but also appoint a Department of Public Service and Administration minister. That amid the standoff between government employees and the Department of Public Service and Administration over the 2023 wage negotiations. That, of course, a point of frustration for the ANC's alliance partners. The reshuffle is overdue at this point. The president promised it in his State of the Nation address, but he also promised the appointment of the electricity minister, and it appears that the announcement of the reshuffle will be accompanied by an announcement of who that electricity minister will be.
Yeah. What about some of the headline appointments then, Govan, into these ANC subcommittees? It does appear that the party is forging ahead with the changes within. Remember, there's a new NEC and therefore there's going to be new heads of subcommittees.
Indeed, that's to be expected after an ANC conference, and you alluded to one of them. We understand there the Frank Chikane being appointed to replace George Mashamba as the head of the ANC's Integrity Commission. A number of other appointments to that Integrity Commission. Mail and Guardian reporting on Sue Rapkin and Jenny Schreiner as being some of those that will be appointed to the commission. Importantly, Oli, the issue of Phala Phala and the report of the Integrity Commission has not yet been fully dealt with by the ANC. It's a matter which has stood over from the last leadership of the ANC and is expected to be discussed and fully processed. But that report, having been authored by now a Integrity Commission leadership or committee that had finished its term and essentially handed over a number of reports. The Digital Vibes one, another one which was presented to the NEC and not discussed at the conference, neither was the Phala Phala report. It leaves that issue in a state of limbo, but it also leaves it as one for perhaps the new commission to pick up and determine what the course of action should be for the ANC to implement. The conference had recommended that the Integrity Commission's outcomes become binding. That decision wasn't confirmed at the conference, so as things stand, the NEC is still needing to confirm decisions of the Integrity Commission and has the prerogative to decide what to do with them. Some of the other important committees that we'll keep an eye on include where the contender for the ANC presidency, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, will be placed, understanding that he is likely to emerge as one of the chairpersons of the subcommittees in the ANC, and then also having a look at further reports that the former Gauteng Premier, David Makura, speculated to be heading for the cabinet, has been placed as the convener of the ANC's Political Education Commission. He'll be the head of the drafting committee of the ANC. And then we'll also be looking out for the placement of Duduzi Manana, who came in at number 2 on the ANC's nominations for the NEC, was also elected fairly high up within the ANC, and then another report saying Zuko Godlimpi, the newcomer in the ANC's coming from the Youth League, has been appointed the deputy head of the economic transformation, the minister, Mamaloko Kubai, retaining the position as chairperson of that economic transformation committee. Those are the inside info tidbits that we have, but also the reports that have emerged ahead of this media briefing expected at 11 a.m. It's what we expect will be announced here. Usually at this briefing, the ANC Secretary General is accompanied by the new heads of the subcommittees, and we're able to pose questions to them about what the ANC's policy will be. One of those questions that we're expecting an answer from Mamaloko Kubai on is why there have been no regulations published by the government, whether this for the state of disaster, and whether this was discussed at that special NEC.
Govan Whittles, thank you very much. And perhaps just quickly, as I let you go, what time is that briefing?
Happening at 11 a.m. We'll bring it to you live as much as possible. We're expecting thorough engagement with the Secretary General on these committees, but also that issue of the reshuffle and whether the ANC does think that the President is taking too long.
All right, 11 o'clock it is. Govan Whittles, thank you very much. He's our man on the ground.